Sorry.
Okay. Hey. Hey. But you gonna take it to the justice.
My fave.
All right. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Women of the Wall. You are speaking to none other than the OBG, Arthur Pamela J. Kalia, introduce yourself.
In KP Square, Kalia S. Parker Prayer, I'm back.
Yeah. We have two guest hosts on today, Jolene Russ and Sunshine Smith. We were talking, Kalia get on her segment, she brought up a lot of great topics and different things about the movie Just Mercy. If you didn't see Just Mercy, you need to go see it, check it out. It's a deep movie and it's a true story. Very true story. And I saw the movie, and I think everybody needs to see this movie to see what really goes on with our justice system. Because people still, and now in these days, they think it's only isolated incidents. I hate when they use that isolated incidents, because it's not isolated incidents. It goes on more than we know. Than we know as a community, as a people. It goes on so much further than what we know.
Right.
Sunshine Smith, what's your take on that?
On the whole movie or just in general?
On everything, just everything. Just talk.
Well, first I definitely want to say to the young lady, Kalia, that must have really been tough, dealing with the fact that your father was incarcerated at a young age. So that I definitely, I don't know what that feels like. So I just definitely, glad that you guys stay strong. I don't know if it was more siblings.
Oh yes, I have a younger brother, like 2 years under. So you could.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's definitely
a lot.
I didn't get to hear everything because I kept going out. But is he out? Is he out now?
No, he gets out in 2064.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Right.
So was this like I'm sorry, I mean, I'm trying to figure out everything. Like, was this a wrongful situation?
Well, yes.
Okay.
But he kind of got connected. They well, not recently, but I believe in 1999, I believe 1990, they created this law called if you accompany someone while they're committing a felony,
okay,
you do the time with them. Well, he was arrested in 89, so it didn't apply to him yet, but he's still serving the time. It was
wow. See, that's the part I don't like, because if the person didn't actually do it, but he was there, I don't know how that's equal. But
right,
I don't understand the world we're in.
They found police bullets inside of the guy that passed away, and like I said, definitely to the family, definitely I my sincere condolences for real, because that has to be hard, because they lost their loved one too. But I lost my loved one that same day, and wrongfully. If you find police bullets inside of the guy, then you know who the murderer,
the culprit is. Exactly.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, that's tough.
Right. And then public defenders and whatnot, they're nice, but you can't go against the state.
Yeah. What state is that? Georgia?
No, it's the state of Florida.
Oh, Florida. Ooh, Florida. Yeah, I don't know. Well, what I want to say about the movie is that I do think there's a lot of people that are wrongfully incarcerated, and it's just really sad on what they're actually going through. I don't know. I have Pam knows how I feel. Like, it's like if you did do the crime, like you actually really did it, and you actually did something cold-heartedly, because, you know, I do know people who have done crime, like in my family, and it's, you know, I do believe those people should stay in jail. So I don't know, it's like a mix how I feel. Like, you know, I do think that people can be rehabilitated, and you should help them. Mental illness is a very, when you talk about mental illness, I mean,
yes,
because if you're mentally ill and you have another race, they help them.
Right.
yes, yes.
So is why is it not equal? But we all know why it's not equal. But my take of everything is, and PM knows that we talk about this all the time. I have two black sons. So one is 21 and one is 13. And I am very adamant about my boys. Like, I feel like it's up to us to help them stay out of there. Now,
Right.
are we always going to win? We may not, but you know what? I am going to do my best. You know, I'm gonna do my best, because everybody have different views on what happened to the young man that was murdered, I think last week. The young man, 20 years old. The
Yes, because she don't know the difference of a taser and a gun. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's something right there. But then also you have people saying, who are young black males are saying, you know, why did you run? So it's different, you know, it's different views on it. I know.
Run.
No, he did run.
He run.
He jumped back in the car.
But that's not running. But that don't mean you put a bullet in his chest. Like, okay,
right about that. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying that people have other views on those things. I don't know.
First of all, I thought he was scared. You know they scared. They scared. He was scared. My take on it, he was scared. And if he's jumping to run away, you still don't shoot him. He's jumping to drive away from you.
I have so many questions about that point because I know how I feel. Even me, like, I don't break the law at all, period. But if I should happen to break it a little bit and go over that speed limit and they get behind me in the car, or my tail light is out and they get behind me in that car, I go, my heart go to trembling. I can't breathe before they even get up to the door. So I could imagine how somebody, like, it's either I run or I don't run and still die. So
thank you.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on how far the situation is. It definitely depends on what you have in your car.
Yes.
It depends on so many factors. And I can't speak for a young black guy because I'm not a young black guy.
Exactly.
Because if I could imagine if I feel, if I'm nervous or fearful at an 8, I can imagine what that young black guy feels probably at a 10 out of 10. So I just can't imagine. And if I felt like I had a chance to get home to my family by running, then I would try that. Now, what gets me with all of this is where I live at, the state that I live in, we have to sign so many documents just to carry a concealed weapon. And the law states that if the person, like if somebody breaks into my house, it's still my MacBook Pro that I love. Everything that all my writing is on it. And everything, my life is on it. My money is on this MacBook Pro. And they run up out the house with it. If that person back is turned.
Yeah, you can't shoot them.
You can't shoot them.
No, you can't. Yeah, I know those rules. I have a license to carry and I actually do have a gun. And it's true. If they run out your house,
tell them what state you live in.
I live in Pennsylvania, and it's very easy, very, very easy to get a gun and to get the license. Easy, it's like a joke. I remember when I actually was applying for it, was a young man that was there they had actually said he couldn't get it, but then and he looked like he was off, and they still gave it to him. And I'm like, wait a minute, did y'all just deny him? And he looked off, but the mother was very adamant that he gets it. And there was a young man, an older man that did kill 2 people. They came in his house. He shot the man in the back. The man was leaving. But my thing about it is that I think that's so unfair because you shouldn't have been in my house. You know?
Exactly.
The law says you can't.
But what I'm saying is then why give y'all a license to carry? If you cannot shoot somebody that's in your house, break it in or whatever. I don't care if your back turned, whatever. You don't need to be in my house if I don't know you. You are a criminal and you're trying to hurt me and my family. So if I got a license to carry a concealed weapon, but what I'm saying is, I understand. But you know what? That's why I don't need a gun because I'm gonna shoot you. You should not be in my house. If I didn't allow you in my house and I don't know you, you a criminal. You gonna try to hurt me. You going down. Period. Amen. That's
They
it.
were just moving your TV. They didn't know it was your house. They were moving your TV.
Now look, y'all say, go ahead.
Marissa Alexander. Do y'all remember her? She was arrested because she was a victim of domestic violence. The guy beating on her, and she fired warning shots.
Yes.
And the bullet went upstairs.
Yes.
Like
it went to jail. She went to jail for warning shots. So like, how are these people that don't know? I mean, come on now.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
But I'm saying, so where do we go? Like, it's nowhere in the middle. And with me, because I know I drive for a living, I'm always in my car. Everybody knows that. With my medical, with the wall, the magazine.
Yes.
But I know a lot of law enforcement officers in New York because I take their blood and I take care of them. I happen to know one of the top people in New York you can know, and I have his PVA card. He is the mayor's bodyguard. His name is Gil. Hey, Gil, what's up? And I have his personal phone number. And I'm saying this to say this because I was in Ossining, leaving from seeing my husband, because that's where the prison is at, in Austin, the same thing. And the officer, he seemed to be mad anyway. There was 2 white officers in there. I'm a little black girl. I pulled up, and it was you have the turning light. So it was the turning light wasn't going on. So he wasn't rushing. He ain't have a siren on for me to pull over, none of that. He was just like beeping the horn for me to move. But I'm like, put your siren on, or you're not gonna make me go through the light and then you give me a ticket. He was so mad, he pulled me over anyway. I immediately pulled out my card. I gave him my card, and I called Gil at the same time because I got his number on speed dial. He said, "What's up, girl?" I said, "They got me pulled over at Austin, and this is the key. When they pull you over and they call for backup, that means they're gonna arrest you." I said, "They're about to arrest me." He was like, "For what?" I said, "I don't know." So when he came back, he said, "How did you get this card?" I said, "He is the man's bodyguard. That's my brother." And Gil said, let me stay on the phone. He said, "Hello." He said, I said, "My brother's on the phone. You want to speak to him?" So now he mad. He got red in the face. He was pissed. So he took my
now
phone.
He know he can't kill you.
And walked away with my. I said, "This nigga don't walk away with my phone." Now I'm mad because he walked away with my phone. But I had a business phone. I said, if he turn, I'm gonna call somebody to help me because now I'm kind of nervous. He came back and Gil was like, "Keep me on the phone." He was like, "You lucky that's your brother because you just broke like 5 laws." I was like, I said, "What 5 laws?" He said, "You passed." He lied and said, "I ran past a school bus, which I didn't do the stop sign. I was speeding." It was all kind of shit. I was like, okay, well, that's what, and you was doing 50 in a 30. What? I said, "Okay, thank you, officer." Gil said, "You all right?" I said, "No, not yet." He said, "Keep me on the phone until they pull off. You sit there." So I sat there on the phone with him. They pulled off. They was mad as hell. I said, "See, now they know." I was, because I had a PDA card and I called him.
Yeah.
I called Gil. Anytime they pull me over, I pulled BB like, "What's up?" And then he took us. The guy was like, "You the mayor's bodyguard," because he got mad. He said, do you want me to call de Blasio out of his meeting? Because he knows my sister. That's my sister. What's going on? Because she said she doesn't know why you pulled her over. I said, because he didn't tell me. And they supposed to tell you. All that got dismissed, thrown out the window because of this one little PVA card saying that he is my brother. He's a mayor's bodyguard.
Well, can I get a copy of that card?
Mommy.
Yeah, well, you know what? You're right. The cards do work. I mean, because my sister-in-law, she has
one. They
work.
Well, I have one for New York City. Like, yeah.
Let me just say,
we need to start getting
I've been pulled over a lot of times by the cops.
Yeah.
Many times because I work in New York, so like when I'm going from Pennsylvania, New Jersey, speeding, and it was my fault. Each time I was pulled over, it was all my fault. So I couldn't even get mad. But I have to say, I couldn't even get mad. I will not pull over in a dark area, and you are legally allowed to find a lighted area to pull over. Now that wasn't always the case.
How legal is that? Because
that's what they say. But that's what they say
in
now.
Pennsylvania, in which state though? See,
I know in Pennsylvania Pennsylvania, Jersey. I'm not sure about New York. But
I don't know about New York because they want to shoot you right. Listen,
you know how New York goes. We said
yeah.
I usually call somebody when I'm getting pulled over. I usually call my husband when I'm getting pulled over, but that don't mean nothing. They can still shoot you when you call somebody. That don't matter. But I don't know. I was scared each time I got pulled over because I knew I was wrong. So it wasn't like I was like, oh, why you pulled me over? I already knew why they pulled me over. But when the man asked me, why did I keep going? And I told him, I said I was scared, and it was 5 a.m. It was dark at the time. And he said to me, I'm going to give you a ticket. You were speeding. But he said, I'm going to give you a break because you was going, it was a 30, what do you call it? 30 miles per hour. And I was doing, I think, like 55. And it was like in a little area, like an area I shouldn't have been driving that fast. So he put it down to 35 because I got a ticket. And the ticket was like 2 and change.
Them tickets, them super speed.
Oh my God, those tickets. And then I got one where I was using my phone. So
no, see with me,
I paid like $200 for that too.
No, I'll be speeding. One time she was like, "Do you know you was doing 100?" I said I was going somewhere. I just pulled out my.
But it also depends on the color too, because at the time I was driving a red car. Red cars, you can see it anywhere.
Oh yes.
So that was my fault. I had to live and learn.
That's what I tell Enterprise. Nothing.
I only had one bad incident with the police, and that's when I was 18. That was the worst experience I ever had in my whole life. That I ain't even gonna talk about in the air. But the other experiences I had, I've been pulled over at least, I'm 50 years old, so I've been pulled over at least 20 times. And besides the 19, I never had an issue with the police. Now, that doesn't mean anything because, of course, we all know what goes on with the police.
Exactly.
But I don't know what to say. I wish I had the answer to that. Like I said, I tell my son, don't speed, slow down. If you get pulled over, put your hands up. You try to tell your kids that.
Out or that.
Yeah, but does that mean they're going to be alive still? It don't mean they will be.
No. I pray for all the black babies, all the brown kids. I pray for your kids every morning at 5 a.m. with Anson Thomas Smith. We are on the line. It's been 121 days. This is day 77. We are in prayer, full prayer, and we calling them out. We asking them to go to the jail cell. I'm telling them to protect our students, protect the seniors, because they are just killing us, and it's just no good reason. And that's just the ones we know about. Yes. It's a lot to go on that we don't know about. Absolutely. What about the ones we don't know about? Okay, like it's
what they say commit suicide.
Commit suicide. How you can? I just can't. Like I saw. Do you talk about the movie? Another movie that's a good movie is I think it was somebody in about the couple, and she was a lawyer. He was black. I forgot the name of that. No. And he it was out I think 2 years ago. It came out around Thanksgiving. I forgot. I cannot remember the name. But she was an attorney and they pulled him over because they showed as they were showing her, they was out on a date, but this white cop was mad. He came in mad. He was angry with the world. He had a bad day at home. So he pulled them over for no reason. And she was like, "Why are you pulling him over? I'm an attorney." And he was like, "Shut up." He was like, "I need to see your truck." She was like, "You ain't got to do that. You need a search warrant for his truck." It was a mess. And then he was like, "I'm gonna open the trunk, but his sneakers back there." He said, "Open all the boxes of the sneakers." And the girl was like, "What is he doing or whatever?"
Oh, I know you're talking about.
What you talking about?
My God, that's that movie.
What is it? I can't remember the name of the movie.
I know you're talking about the movie with what's the guy's name? Keep going. I'm gonna get it.
Yes, I'm telling you, and they killed them at the end.
But to be honest, though, not for nothing.
They protect themselves.
Well, don't kill me, guys. But I really think that in that movie, she really should have shut her mouth. Sometimes you do have to know when to close your mouth too.
No, she should have shut up. She was an attorney though. She was a lawyer. She was like,
but look what she did. They ended up dead.
They ended up dead.
So you think?
Sure did. You
think it would have stopped if she would have been quiet?
Honestly,
no.
From my own personal experience, I would say yes. Because I feel like sometimes.
No, he was already mad, Charlie. They showed her, Sunshine. They was already mad. They was showing in the movie.
He was mad. You're right. He was.
He was already mad, and that's my thing. And that's why I've come back to the justice system. I always say it's flawed because how is it? We are all human. It's not a computer where they don't have feelings of emotion or whatever. It's not. It's everybody in any situation, murder, death, rape victims, whatever. I'm like, this judge is going with what they say with the trial of your peers or whatever, the jury of your peers. All of us are human. everybody ain't going to tell the truth about what they feel or whatever. And they just showed that was a prime example. That cop was already mad and pumped up and angry and was like the first person he was taking that shit out on, and that's what he did. That's what happens to me. I feel in the courtroom. How you know that judge baby ain't get raped? How you know a black man didn't beat up his wife, so the next black man to come in front of him 20 years to life? Next case. Right. How we know that?
That is true.
They try to say they not biased or whatever, but how do we know? How do we know?
Need to make a movie out of that. Like that's a good movie.
Okay.
And so that
please, that's what I'm just saying. We need a. If it's gonna be, it got to be somebody that. It got to be like a computer or something like this. Do factual stuff. I'm just saying because.
So then, why can't we encourage our young people to become police officers? You know,
I don't want nobody to be no. I don't know. My boys ain't gonna be no police.
I'm not saying your sons, but why can't we encourage just young people to go?
And that's one of the points I was trying to make. And I'm gonna cover your question in a second because I was just sitting here thinking, at what point did we get to the place that we feared police? That's my first question. And I have a reason. It's a method behind my madness because when we were I speak for myself. When I was in 5th grade, we had this guy the DARE officer. That it stood for drug abuse resistance education, and that officer came to our school every day, and he was a member of our community, and even the school resource officers were members of our communities that they worked at the school where we went every day. But somewhere behind that, we developed this fear of police officers, and I think it's because of we're a product of our community or our situation. Like it'll change you. I was coming back from Florida. I was traveling from Florida back to the Georgia. It was the Georgia-Florida line. And I'm grown. And I was with my husband. And I was driving at the time. And might have been speed. And I had just pulled off from a gas station in Alabama, because I believe that's the Alabama, that area is called Alabama, but it's like Florida, it's Florida, it's the way we get back to Georgia. So we pull off, and I'm speeding according to him, but I'm behind 2 other cars that went right past him, and you can't speed and you directly behind somebody like that. So I was wondering, like, how I get pulled over to get a ticket. So police sirens go off. I'm like T.I. Still ain't forgave myself. And I'm sweating and everything like that. And I'm like, I am about to go to jail or I am going to die. I looked to my right out of the window because my husband was in the passenger side at the time, and all I saw was cotton. Oh, I'm going to die. Okay. I'm sweating like crazy. In fear of the police that's supposed to be there to protect me. And guess what? Not 1, but 2 officers got out. And like Pamela was saying earlier, when you see 2, you already know what to do. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say, he let me off with a warning. He said that the other 2 people were speeding, and he just happened to get me, but they were speeding ahead of me. Okay, he left me off with a warning. And I had to ask myself, like, what age, what time do you develop this fear for a police officer? Because all the kids play cops and robbers outside, and they're so innocent. And like you said, we want to encourage our sons to be model citizens and become people that are for justice and everything like that. But because the justice system is so broken now, it's hard to encourage them to do that as police officers, because you may have your son on the other end, you may have your son grow up like those Capitol Polices that grew up and decided that they were going to defend the Capitol. Racist people come in there and they end up getting shot and killed. Like, it's terrible on both sides. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to get my boy to be a pilot or something.
That's a good one.
Firefighter. If he want to wear a uniform and help people, but I don't know about a police officer.
No,
well, I mean, it don't have to per se be hours, but they do have programs. At least in New York, I know. I think I forgot the name.
I know what you're talking about. No, it's somebody else police. My son's at
because I know they have programs like that to help them. I mean, it don't have to be our children doing it per se, but I just feel that we have to be at the the forefront of things so we can make a difference.
But it has to be some type of incentive. Like, what do you tell them? Become a police officer, so you could save somebody's life and keep them from dying, or become a police officer so you could watch your partner who's having a bad day murder somebody in broad daylight. Like,
well, I just think that I don't know how to do that part right there, because like I said, this is a tough topic. But I think that I know they do have programs. Honestly, I didn't encourage my kids to follow any type of as far as a career. They told me what they want to do. So if it was up to me, I probably would have to do other things. But I do believe that we should have more programs like the Big Brother, Big Sister program, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. It just should be more programs to put our kids in a place where they will be able to make a difference. I don't think we do that enough. Go ahead.
And this may be my opinion, and don't get upset with me when I say it. It's okay. But if my child come to me and say they want to be a police officer, I tell them, well, can't you consider going to the army doing the World War III?
But Kalia, no, but Kalia, that's a very good response, because I hear where you're coming from. Because you got to keep in mind, we all base things on our own circumstances.
So all right, guys, I'm sorry, I gotta wrap up the session because now we have our guest, none other than Jovan Banks. Jovan Banks, this is my people, the war, the women of the war. Jovan, thank you for being on. We are interrupting his vacation, but he came on because I wanted him to tell us about his story. Thank you for coming on today. Jovan, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself? And ladies, jump in anytime to ask him this question.
Hello, how everybody doing? My name is Javon. Everybody calls me Vaughn. I've been in prison for 24 years. I got locked up when I was 16.
You frozen.
You muted yourself, Pam. You muted him too. He got unmuted. Yeah, there you go.
Did I just get cut off?
There you go.
Okay, Jovan, go ahead. You had got frozen. Go ahead, Jovan.
Okay, like I was saying, I got locked up when I was 16 years old. I came home, I was 40. Just a month before my 41st birthday, I actually got released from prison October 28th, 2019. Since I've been home, I've been able to maintain having 2 jobs. I'm also in the process right now, currently opening up an organization by the title of Advocates of Hope, HOPE. HOPE is an acronym for Healing Our Pain Equally. Now, as it stands right now, it's me and a bunch of colleagues, all of us who did prison time, all of us who got locked up between the ages of 16 and 19. So what we're looking to do now is we're out in the streets, and our main focus is those troubled youth, because we feel like coming up, although we was hard-headed, we felt like if somebody had the experiences that we was living at the time.
You frozen again, Jovan.
But he's making such a good point, though, Pam.
I know. I said he's frozen.
Yeah, he's making a difference. It is about somebody making a difference.
Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Jovan.
I'm sorry.
I'm
not even in New York City right now. Like you said, I'm on vacation, so the reception out here is horrible.
If you stay still, it'll work.
I was about to say that. Don't move.
Okay, I'm trying to do that right now. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, good. Continue with your story.
Okay, so as I was saying, yes, as I was saying, the group of men that I'm currently working with right now, we all sat down and we brainstormed, and we realized that a lot of the youth aren't receptive to individuals because you got a lot of adults, and excuse my language, a lot of adults are approaching the youth on some textbook bullshit. stuff that they can't understand. Instead of being able to relate to the youth, you know, giving them we're gonna give them our life stories. For instance, for me, I got locked up for a murder at the age of 16 years old. And it wasn't until I turned 38 years old that I regretted killing somebody. Because for years on end, I glorified it. And I was afraid to talk about it until I received a letter from my victim's sister. And reading the content of the letter, it actually made me understand the magnitude of my crime. So, taking that into consideration now, I made the determination that I don't want no kid to put himself or herself in the position to where he or she can help create destroy not just a family but a whole community as a whole. So that's the main focus of AOH, which is Advocates of Hope right now. Like I said, everybody that's on the organization as it stands right now, and you know, things are gonna change as we grow and continue to grow. But as it stands right now, everybody that's on the organization, they did prison time. They all got locked up from either 16 to 19. All our prison terms, we all range from doing 20 years up to 30, I believe it's 37 years in prison. I believe. My numbers is a little off right now. But again, like I said, we all sat down and we came to the conclusion that if we can be able to create venues where we be able to give these kids our true life stories, that if we could touch one of them, we feel like we have done our job, because that one child could touch another, and then so on and so forth. I've also got guys that's in my organization right now that did prison time for crimes that they did not commit. I am the president of the organization, and I'm instructing these guys to not talk to these kids when I do set up meetings with them to talk to the kids. I don't want them to be bitter towards the system, you know, in the sense that, the system did me dirty. No, I want them to tell these kids the real story. Tell these kids, like, you know, you did all this prison time because you was hanging with the wrong crowd.
That's true.
Tell these kids,
That's
explain
true.
to these kids
That's true.
that because you was getting away with this crime and that crime and this crime and that crime, that of course, in the beginning you bitter because you feel like you're doing time for something that you didn't do. But what I'm trying to get the kids to understand is, one is the crowd, the people that you associate yourself with, that could get you a lifetime prison sentence, a 5-year prison sentence, and then none of these people are going to be around for you. But these kids need to understand that, okay, you're getting away with these little petty crimes. Don't think that the government is not aware of what's going on. They're gonna let you get away with all these little petty crimes. But when they catch you for the big one, guess what? They got you. Right. And if they catch you for something that you didn't do, you gotta accept that. So again, our main goal is to try to change the way the kids think. You know, we know and understand that growing up, the mindset of the children, they'll take rewards over a long-term consequence. For instance, for me taking someone's life, that instant reward, or so I thought at that point in time, was fame. Never once.
Wow. He frozen.
He's speaking some truth though. Ooh.
Yes, I'm told you, he's deep brother. Unmute yourself, Javon.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Every time we lose connection, I guess it mutes. I didn't do that.
Okay. Okay. Charlotte, you have any questions for him?
I don't have no questions, but I just want to say thank you so much, because everything you said, not that it matters because I ain't nobody, but I agree with you 100%. You have to pay attention to the crowd that you decide to hang out with, because that really does
absolutely.
And you really shocked me when you said that you didn't realize until you was 38 that
it was something wrong.
Yeah, like wow, that right there was. I don't know if they would say the words for that.
And rehabilitation is real.
Well,
yes,
it
is.
Well, glorifying the lifestyle is real.
Yes,
absolutely.
I mean, that's what it boils down to, is that lifestyle's been glorified. It's been it's been told to our kids that they need to pay their dues. They need to go to prison. Otherwise, there's some kind of punk, there's some kind of butt cheeks because they can't survive
Speak
prison.
it, Jolene. Speak it.
Yeah, like
Yo, that is so true.
We got people
that is so true.
in the jails that like my husband's been there 21 years. Now he's a program facilitator. He's got facilitating programs for people that literally don't care because they know they're just churning through the system. They're paying their dues. They're making a name for themselves. They're going to go back out in the streets and they're going to brag about what they did while they're upstate. And that's the culture that exists today.
They're killing their families.
Now,
they're killing their mama, killing the kids.
Let's deal with the reality of the situation, because you just said something that was real profound. You saying they're making a name for themselves. What kind of name?
Me too.
Exactly.
Who are they making a name for?
Oh.
And now,
a name that they're not going to want eventually, but right now it's what's getting them girls. It's what's getting them notoriety out on the streets. It's what's getting them more something.
Now, again,
they think is more of.
Do you believe in God? Like, is God in your life? I just have to ask.
I'm gonna put it to you like this. I wouldn't put a title on them, but I believe that there is some sort of higher being.
Yes.
I can't say whether it's God or anything of that nature.
Yeah.
But I do believe that there is some, because humans are not capable of doing of what goes on in the world right now. So there has to be some type of higher being.
Yeah. I mean, you're a very strong person, because I mean, for you to be there for that long, I mean, God bless you.
What you spoke on with the accountability piece is real. Like, a lot of people, like Sunshine had mentioned earlier about like wrongful conviction and actual conviction, like actual guilt.
Yeah.
And like our system is built the way that it is on purpose. Like it's built so they can give a little bit of time to the white kid and they can give a whole bunch of time to the black man.
Yeah.
So when we realize that they're able to weaponize the law against us or weaponize the law against people, like we have to understand the accountability of the realm of that, like we're interacting with. So you're in an arena, you're in the streets, right? You're in a lifestyle that you're glamorizing, that you're glorifying. You have to understand everything that comes with that glorification, everything that comes with that.
See, the mindset
comes with X, Y, and Z. The church life comes with X, Y, and Z.
Okay, see, now let me explain something to you about this. The mindset of the kid is, and this is coming from personal experience. The mindset of the kid is, that's not gonna happen to me. I'm smarter than this individual. I'm smarter than that individual. This dude, he was stupid for doing it this way. I'm gonna do it this way.
Yeah,
no.
You're right.
Again, what our goal is, like you just said, we're trying to take away the power from the system.
My question
we're trying to take away from the power from the system. And again, my thing is, I'm not just trying to focus on the black male. I need the black female, the white male, the Asian male, the female. Right. I need everybody to get on board with what we are trying to do.
Absolutely.
The human race. The human
race, yeah. He's very smart by saying that's a very intelligent to say. Because we too stuck on black, we didn't stuck on the whole world, humans.
Exactly. With me, I'm colorblind. I don't see black, white. Like, because I know and understand. Please don't misunderstand me. I know and understand that you have some racist individuals, and that goes for black people that's racist. You got white people that's racist. I know and understand that. And again, and I'm not saying what you're saying is false in regards to how the system treats blacks versus the whites, because as you just mentioned, like I mentioned, when I first got locked up, I was 16 years old. I was on Rikers Island with a white kid. He wound up going home like maybe 10 years into his bid, while I in turn had to do the whole 24. Do I hate this kid for that? No. Do I hate white people for that? No. I understand the system. So now again, my power, the power still lies with us. Because if we take away the power from them to be able to just run down on us and arrest us for any old given thing, we don't have the prison system flooded with black people.
Right.
Now, and that's again, I would love to be able to open the floodgates and release everybody from prison, but let's be realistic here. If nobody's going to prison, how would the correctional officers eat? How would sergeants, how the prison system is a livelihood for a whole bunch of people. So how would it be?
It's a big business. It's a billion-dollar business. Kalia had a question for you, Vaughn. Kalia had a question. Kalisha, ask your question.
I'm just looking at the irony of the police car behind you with the palm trees and everything like that.
Yeah, I say the same thing.
Like,
I did too. I said, why the cop behind us?
But my first question is, how do the children react when you talk to them with hope? Like when you tell them that you were actually guilty, because most people have the same story. They were like, I was locked up, I was innocent. I wonder how it's different when you tell them like, no, I was locked up for a crime that I did commit, but I'm not mad at the system.
Okay, for us, again, you know, and speaking to the kids, we're being as real as we can possibly be. We're not sugarcoating nothing. A lot of the children are receptive to us because, again, we are something that they glorify. Oh, he just came home from doing 24 years from out of prison. Oh, wow. Once I know that the child looks up to me a certain kind of way, I know how to deal with them. So now I take this opportunity to be able to sit down and talk with them, like I said, and give them the real, opposed to how it was given to me. Dudes coming home and they glorifying, yeah, son, this is what you got to do. No, this is not what needs to be done. I give the children what really happens on the inside. I give them what really happened, like not forced, that led to me being on the inside. A lot of people that come from prison, for whatever their reasons are, they tend to sugarcoat things. You know, my father did prison time, and I used to go see him a lot. I never got to understand what actually goes on back there. Because he's coming down, Dapper Dan, you know, he's fly as hell. He's calling shots, he's doing this, he's doing that. And my eyes is, that's what the hell I want to do. I need to do this. I need to do the same thing. So knowing how I thought from what I seen, I'm just giving the kids the reality of it now. Excuse my language, but I tell the kids straight up, you don't want another man looking at your asshole. You got to go on a visit. Guess what? You come off the visit, that man is looking at your asshole.
Oh,
that's what you want to see? Do you want to be butt-ass naked for another man? Do you like being locked in a cage all day? You have somebody else. You don't want to listen to your parents now. Guess what? You go on in the system, you ain't got no choice. You have no choice in the matter.
Wow.
And I'm not saying that I'm getting through to every child, and this is why I have a conglomerate of people, because I know every child is not going to be receptive to me.
Yeah.
I got guys that's on my organization, excuse my language. I got guys that's on my organization that's straight assholes. I know it's a necessity. They need it. Because, excuse my language again, you got some asshole children. They need somebody to relate to.
Right.
Okay.
Well, what was your first vacation? I know you're on vacation now, so
yeah, so that's it. Where you at? Dear Jovan, where you at?
Oh,
right now I'm in Florida.
Yeah,
okay.
like Florida.
I'm out here in Florida right now.
But what was your first vacation after doing 27 years? What was your first vacation and how long was it?
My first vacation was, I want to say I went to Atlantic City.
Wow.
I done been on.
Do you have children?
Huh?
Do you have children?
I have one child. He'll be 27 in August.
Wait a minute, what?
I have one child that will be 27 years old.
So
August.
when you got locked up, the woman was pregnant, I guess, right?
Charlene, they have, when you are locked up and you
No.
married,
she asked a relevant question. I think somebody's confused about how much time I did. I think I just heard somebody say 27 years. I didn't do 27. Yeah. I did 24 years.
Oh, okay.
I did 24 years in prison.
Okay. So you must have met the woman.
So I got one child. I got one child and one granddaughter.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Yes, please. Tell that to her. Wow.
I think children are beautiful no matter what. They're beautiful.
Absolutely.
No, but Jovan, explain, because a lot of people don't understand. Like, he was locked up at 16. That not all prisons, but some prisons, when you're legally married, you allow a conjugal or trailer visit, to like a family visit.
Okay, so you don't. That is so true, but it's not necessarily. You don't have to necessarily be legally married. because you got family members that can attend. I forget. I just came home a little over a year, but that part of it I forgot the exact thing. But I know it's mothers and fathers that can go.
Yeah.
Brothers and sisters.
Oh, nice.
And I think grandparents.
Yeah.
And like she just said, a legal spouse.
Legal.
Yeah, it has to be a legal. Yeah, you can't. Oh, I think they changed it somewhere while I was on the inside where the what they call it baby mother, what the common law wife.
Yeah,
I believe
Yeah.
that they will allow them.
Well,
I believe.
Not in New York.
Not in New York. Not in New York. No, not in New York.
Okay, not in. Okay, I never did none of that. But again, no, you know what? We're not even gonna talk about the prison system because some people gonna get mad. They're gonna start going up north, punching their husbands in the face and stuff like that. So we're not even gonna get into what goes on.
I thought you was keeping it real with us, telling us how it is.
I am keeping it real. Listen, I am keeping it real, but we'll talk about.
That's another episode. No, he froze on purpose that time.
Like I said, I am keeping it real. We're talking about my life here. I can't.
I'm just happy that you feel so remorse because I have a cousin that killed somebody when he was 15. He only spent 6 years in jail in Georgia. And to this day, he's like 50. I'm 50. He got to be like 56 years old. He's like, there's no remorse. He said he would do it again. So it's nice to hear somebody say they have some remorse because I was just like, is he crazy? Like, that's so weird to me. Who says that?
I mean, a lot of people, they tend to get remorse when it's something, when their child is on the front page. Now they get to fully understand how somebody else might be feeling. Again, it wasn't until I got a letter from my victim's sister. And in this letter, she broke down, a lot of things to me. And it got me to reflecting, like, and excuse my language, it had me starting to feel like a piece of shit. Like, damn, I'm one person. I caused this much damage to this child. And not just to the family, not to just my victim's family, but my family and the society, the community as a whole.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm part of the reason why kids got to go in the house before the lights go out now.
Wow.
I'm fucking up kids' lifestyle. I can't because of me, a kid can't be a kid no more. Because of what I did. Not just me, but I'm just saying me per se because I understand how I contributed to what was going on in the community.
Right.
I hope you plan on writing a book. You should write a book.
Huh?
You should write a book.
I thought about that plenty of times. I actually started writing a book at least 2, maybe even 3 times during my prison term, but I never had the time for it. Especially now that I'm enjoying life now. Yeah. I'm definitely not gonna be able to write a book.
And enjoy it. That's right. That's right.
Life.
I mean,
let me ask you a question, though, Vaughn. So, Vaughn, what would you say to people that are still incarcerated, or how can you explain to them some of the people that doesn't understand? Like, there's a whole community behind there, like with how you guys communicate with your family members, how family members communicate with you, how y'all rely on letters and phone calls, because people don't understand that you guys need that to get through your day sometimes. Like, that's y'all escape. Because some people just be like, oh, they in prison, whatever, and I'm gonna keep moving. But if you really love your family member, that's, explain to them how important letters or phone calls was for you when you were up there.
All right. I'm gonna say this, right? And this is a true fact. People in prison are not dead. It's so sad that some people that's buried 6 feet deep get more attention and visits than a lot of people in the prison system.
Damn.
A lot of people in the prison system are forgotten about. Some of the individuals, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. I understand it. Why I say I understand it? Because of what their lifestyle was like when they was in the streets. But once you get to a point and you've grown, it's on you now to show your growth through letters. as Pamela was just saying, these letters, these phone calls, these visits, they make any prisoner's day. Any prisoners. You would love for the officer to stop at your cell during mail run and ask you, what's your last name and what's your DIN number? I took pride in sitting there saying, Banks 9684-152, just to get mail. I hated jail mail. What jail mail is, mail that's interdepartmental. Something from the clinic, something from a counselor. Nobody wants that. I don't care about that. I want to get a letter from somebody so that way I know I'm thought about on the outside. I want somebody to be able to take the time out to come and visit me. I want somebody to be able to just accept my phone calls and hear my cries. Whether they're literal tears or figurative tears, however it may be. I just need to be able to stay connected to the outside. For me doing my 24 years, that's what made it so easy for me to get back into the swings of things of being back out in society. As I said, I came home October 28th. By November 10th, 11th, somewhere around there, I landed 2 jobs. That's because I was able to stay connected to people on the outside.
Great. That's amazing.
January,
wow.
I was able to purchase a brand new car.
That's awesome.
Go ahead, Jovan. That's what I'm talking about. I'm so proud of you. I'm happy for you.
Like I said, and since I've been home, I'm just continuing to make the right connections. You know, as it stands right now, like I said, and speaking about the organization, I got a lot of my organization members that's making connections with assemblymen, judges. Like, we're making all the right connections, all for the right reasons now. We're not out here now looking for the plug.
That's right.
Yo, let's see who can get some bricks
Can I ask you a question?
Jolene has a question for you. Go, Jolene.
Did you start like acting different when you was on the inside, or did you start the day one when you came out, you started acting different? Like, because a lot of people think they're going to come home and act different, but they're not acting any different in there. So I was just curious if you started like, you know, living in a, I don't want to say in a righteous way because it has like a faith-based connotation, but if you started living right in there or when you came home.
Okay, let me first say this to you, right? Anybody that's in prison that's, you know, living a negative lifestyle, and that's what you're accustomed to, once you get out to the free world, that's what you're going to continue to do. For me, I started off living negative while on the inside. And again, I got tired of blaming other people for my fuck-ups. I got tired of it. Oh, why the CO always fucking with me? It took me a while to realize I'm giving them a reason to fuck with me. Why am I giving them a reason to fuck with me? Because I'm running around doing everything that I shouldn't be doing. So I had to sit back and rethink things. Why am I being harassed? Why are they on my back? Okay, you know what? At this point, now let me start changing the people I'm hanging with. Let me start changing the things that I'm doing. So once I was able to do that, I started moving differently. I started doing things completely differently. So again, this is what allowed me to come home and be the man that I am now. I left home a boy.
That's right.
I came home a man.
Well, I asked you that because it's like, it's real obvious how it carries over, because like that's my husband always talks about inside. Like, I always tell guys, you got to start it here, because when you get out on the streets, you're not going to have, like, there's even more temptation out there. So if you don't have the wherewithal to live right in here, you definitely not going to have it out there. So I was just curious. That's why I was curious.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. See, a lot of people feel, oh, I'm only doing this because I'm in prison. No, you're not doing it only because you're in prison. This is your lifestyle. This is what you know. If you're not going to train your brain while you're on the inside, you're going to live the same way you did before you went in. Before you went in, you was living a certain kind of way. While you was in, you was living a certain kind of way. Guess what? You're going to hit the streets. And this is the sad thing about prison. People go to prison and we feel like damn, if I'd have just went left instead of going right, I'd have been okay. So now you still got this criminal mentality. Now instead of you using your intellect for what you're supposed to be using it for, you try to use it for more criminal. You start doing more criminal thinking. Damn, okay, I know next time I'm not gonna go left. I'm gonna go right this time. You're not understand. We be failing to realize that whatever direction you go, they got something for it. Whatever direction that you decide to go when it comes to living a criminal lifestyle, they got something for it. So the best bet is, you know what? Let me leave this criminal activity alone all the way. All the way. Do you know how prideful I am? Sometimes I do things for the police to pull me over, just so I can show them my ID and everything, just so they can run my name and see, this kid ain't about nothing. He ain't doing nothing. I love that now. I love that. Opposed to back then, I didn't want to have no type of contact with the police. What? Out of here. Fuck this. I take pride in being who I am now. I don't have to hide from nobody. I'm not running from nobody. Why? Because I know what I'm doing is legit. Right now, I'm on parole. My parole officer come knock on my door any given Sunday. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Come on in, sure. Not a problem. Back then, criminal Vaughn, I'd have thought of all type of excuses. Shut up. I'd have treated my parole officer like they were Jehovah's Witness. You know what happens when Jehovah's Witness knock on the door, right? Nobody home all of a sudden. But now I ain't got nothing to hide. Because I know all my ducks is in order. Oh, you want pay stubs? Got you, not a problem. You want to search my house? Sure, not a problem. I'm gonna go ahead and go down to the store. I have no problem. There's nothing for me to hide from no more. Nothing to hide from. And again, all of that started on the inside. And again, it wasn't it wasn't no overnight thing. I went in for some years.
Right, because the temptation is still, the temptation in there is still full blown. Like everything that exists out here still exists on there, even if it's in a small scale.
Absolutely. And this is the thing though, the small scale in there is major. Everybody, I'm not gonna say everybody, but you still got guys in there that's still trying to, how did y'all put it earlier? Make a name for themselves, make a reputation. They're not realizing, bro, you're a little too old for that. Oh, sit down now.
Was there anybody, I know we in and out, running out of time, but I want to know if there was anybody inside of prison that was instrumental in your transformation. Like,
good question.
Was like another.
There were quite a few people. There were quite a few people, and believe it or not, on both sides. When I say both sides, I mean people in greens, people in blue, and some of the civilian staff. Just sitting back and watching certain individuals, how they move and how they do things, it inspired me to want to change.
Right. That's great. Oh my God. Okay, guys, we gotta wrap up the show. Jovan, I thank you for jumping on and I continue to enjoy your vacation. We will definitely have you back on the show because I have a lot more questions I want to ask and some more people want to ask. My girls, Kalia, KP2 Rice, Sunshine Smith, Jolie, I want to thank you all for being a part of Women of the War for this month. We're going to come back with some more great information. Again, if you want to be a part of if you want to be a guest on the Women of the War or you want to write for the magazine, you can call me at 646-249-0911, or you can email me at info@thewarmagazine.org, or you can hit us up at 2020thewar@gmail.com. Also, guys, remember the magazine is here, it's out. I don't even know how to do this, but it's out. It is here, and we're working on our summer edition. So if you want to be a part of that, and Jovan, I want you to write an article. I got an interview for the mag. So if you want to be a part of the magazine or be a contributing author, again, you can hit me at 646-249-0911, or email us, or go to the website, which is thewarmagazine.org. Everyone, I want to thank you all again for my birthday shout outs and being a part of the show.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. So, yeah. Oh, I'm 53 today. Yes, I'm really 53.
Yes.
She barely looks legal to buy alcohol, so I don't know.
Check her registration, her license, and all that good stuff.
So, guys, you guys have an amazing month coming up. Jovan, thank you for taking the time out again for being with us on our show today. And you gave some positive information. Yes. Please tell the people how they can get in contact really quick about your with your organization.
Well, they could contact me directly. I'm gonna spit my number out: 631-620-9147. Our motto at Advocates of Hope is your children are our children too. So again, it doesn't matter whether they're Black, white, Chinese, Hispanic, whatever it is. We got somebody for everybody. Your children are our children as well.
Okay, thank you. So, guys, I want to thank. This was a great show. KP2 Rice, you my right hand girl.
Yes.
So, guys, we're gonna see you back next month. But again, you guys stay healthy, stay blessed, stay strong. Please remember that we living in the crazy times now. So don't run from the police. Please put your hands up. Don't run from them. Put your hands up.
It's a favor. Because they're trying to kill us.
They're trying to get us.
Man.
Oh my God. But God, thanks Jolene again for being on the show. All of the information, we're going to try to start getting y'all information about certain legislations that's coming out so we can sign certain petitions to try to get our men home. Different programs for them, because we really, as a people, as a community, we need to band together. It's going to only change when we change the system with the voting rights, signing petitions, going out to Washington, going to these rallies. It's election time. You only see people when it's election time. Right now in New York, the borough president, everybody. Now, they done saw me at a rally for a kid that was killed. I got 20 messages from different people that want to talk to me now because they borough presidents. They want to hear my views now. But when you get in office, let's see what you're going to do with that. So we got to be positive, keep our youth. Oh, God, we got to keep our brown men covered. We need to pray for them. And if anybody else got anything to say before we go off, Jolene,
everybody take care. Have a blessed week.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you, Javon.
Javon, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your vacation. Mark, you can take us out with the war anthem. Hey. She did her thing on this song.
What's going on?
Mine say I gotta get back to my vacation.
I know, he was on vacation. Well, that was a good show, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. I'm gonna hit you all up.